visiting Brooklyn Nets. At power forward, Quincy Ace. At shooting guard, Joe Harris. At the other forward position, Damari Jarrett. At the other guard position, Spencer Dinwiddie. At center, Kelly Olynyk. The head coach of the visiting team is Kenny Atkins.
Basketball fans, you've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. For the Brooklyn Nets, they come into tonight's game after losing to Milwaukee at the BMO Harris Bradley Center.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, there was no shine on that effort. Really lackluster. Their D was nowhere to be found.
Chicago shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
And, you know, the Nets can't sell players on winning just yet, but they've created a top-notch infrastructure in the meantime, and they have a gleaming new practice facility, better accommodations for players' families during the game. Those little things are big things and make a difference.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Quincy Ace out there with Damari Carroll. Then it's Olynyk. Then there's Harris. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1 spot. Lock at 6. Got a piece of it. Done with it. Screen by Asik. On the wing, Nance. Pass to Ports. There's the steal. Here's Dinwiddie. Floats one up, and he sinks the layup. Dinwiddie's got the first points on the scoreboard for the Nets.
First points of the night, and here we go.
Setting the tone early with the first bucket, and we're off.
Screen by Asik. Dunn kicks to Asik, and Asik throws it down.
Well, you look at how Dunn slices apart the defense with his passing. Phenomenal in the pick and roll.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. The feed to AC. He tries for 3. The rebound by Holiday. Nets on defense. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
I really think, Greg, they've got to find a way to produce easier baskets. I mean, whether they do it by running in transition or getting to the free throw line, they don't want a repeat of that past performance.
The shot by Carroll, no good. Now, here's Dunn. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Portis can't get it to go. One-on-one here. Here's Harris. He's off on that one. Now Chicago takes it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And that was a shocker. Hard to believe that they dropped the ball, so to speak, on that one, and probably a tough pill for them to swallow.
And to lose it like they did, too. Wow, right at the end, man, makes it even tougher to take.
Gun shot is good. And that's Coach Kenny Atkinson before taking over in Brooklyn, a key assistant in Atlanta under Coach Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, and you talk about the Spurs coaching tree. There are a lot of good branches on that tree, boy. Budenholzer spent almost 2 decades in San Antonio. Now his assistant in Atlanta, Kenny Atkinson, is the head coach in Brooklyn.
And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Brooklyn.
And the three-pointer was their preferred weapon. It can be a risky strategy, but it's one that more and more teams have embraced over the years.
Olynyk the pass to Harris. The Nets working the ball around now to the inside. No good that time. Nance with some nice D. Bulls have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Now, here's Dunn. G right on him. He feeds it to Ush from the arc. Dinwiddie with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. Now, they lost the first game against this team, but the coach said he's not worried. They should just have to rely on their offense a little more. He told me, look, the first time didn't go the way we would like, but I still think we can score against these guys. We have to keep the ball moving, and then we have to finish strong. They're trying to even up the season series at 1, Kevin. See how they do. Back to you.
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Yeah, I echo that, Greg. I mean, if they come out here as the aggressors and really get after it, I think it'll make things that much easier on them defensively.
And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watch and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player, terrific young player and young man. Has a game similar to mine in that he's really versatile, does a lot of things well, not super flashy, but very productive. He comes to mind right off the top of my head currently.
Russell, no luck.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
He gets that one.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Brooklyn trailing. Passes it to LeVert. Back to Russell. Olynyk, a screen on Grant. The 3. And Olynyk gets it to go on the assist by Russell. Olynyk's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. 1:10 left to play in the first quarter. Grant dishes to Markkanen, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Impressive awareness from Markkanen. I mean, down on the block there, really good job of using his height to get his shots off.
Russell with a wide open look. Again, Russell missing.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
And there it is for him.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Now the dish to Allen. Back to Russell. There's the pick. Crab gets to Allen over Lopez. Misses off the right iron. Chicago leading by 3. Smith outside. He kicks it to Lopez. Nowadays has it in the corner. Back to Lopez. 5 to shoot. Crab from long range. Buries it from 3-point range.
Great idea to pull up and take the transition 3 there. The D was in position to block his path to the hoop if he took it inside.
It's all tied in Chicago. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. closely contested game as we start the second quarter. Al Russell still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Crab is out there with Kelly Olynyk, and it's Allen in at the center, locking down the middle.
Well, you know, he's naturally a scoring point guard, is D'Angelo Russell. Fellow Buckeye, I might add, but I like the stride I've seen from him in creating for others. I mean, he can break you down, and he's a very gifted passer.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
The Nets working the ball around now. They get it back. Allen, that one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Smith outside. Six on the shot clock from 12 feet out. Rebounded by the Nets. And Russell's shooting and ball handling are a great counterbalance to his passing.
Yeah, I agree with you. In today's game, you need that scoring threat from the point guard position. You can't just be a table setter. He's got to score it too. And recognizing when to score and when to set up folks, that's the area that he has to grow in, and that happens with time and experience.
And Lopez throws it down.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Smith, the pass to Markkanen. Smith kicks to Grant. And that misses. That would have put him up. Brooklyn's gone 1 or 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Chicago trailing here. Holiday goes in. Banked in off the glass.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, these teams evenly matched, Greg, trading hits and refusing to give up any advantage.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Omer Ashe, he's checked in for Lopez. Bobby Portis comes in for Markkanen. Nancy's checked in for Justin Holiday. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Grant. And a new group in for the Nets. Quincy Acey's checked in for Allen. Damari Carroll comes in for Olynyk. Harris is checked in for Crab. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for LeVert.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Smith dishes to Ashe. Back to Smith. Dunn passes to Nance. Off target with his three.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And the junkyard dog just showing his aggressiveness attacking the rack.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Chicago.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Here's Portis. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Pass to Dunn. Off the pick. And no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. To the middle. Here's Harris. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Harris has got the lead up to 3 now for the Nets.
That's exactly how you set the table. Great dime there.
Dunn kicks to Nance. In the corner, Smith with it. And there's the pass to Portis. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slant.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw, good. Portis. We see more and more players who can do it all on both ends of the floor. Clark, who's your pick for the most versatile player right now in the league?
Well, for me, it starts with LeBron James. I mean, his passing ability is platinum level. And then you think about his size, athleticism, speed, IQ. All of that is also platinum level. So he's unique in that regard. Draymond Green, because of what he can do defensively in terms of guarding multiple positions. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, I mean, the Greek freak, is really unique in his versatility as well.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Here's Russell with the three. They get a hand on it. The Bulls leading by 4. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
And Nance kicks to Asher. From outside, off the mark. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. And the basket by Harris.
He's done a nice job, a great job actually, of finding efficient shots here in the second. Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get. And he's on a good roll after struggling a bit in the first.
Nance, no good. Brooklyn's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9.
And, you know, that pass wasn't deflected or anything, Kevin. Don't see that often. An unfortunate, unforced turnover.
Allen's checked in for D'Angelo Russell. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Dunn passes to Portis. A 3-ball. Rebounded by the Nets. Acey's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Tries a 3. It's rebounded by Portis. That's a 2 from Smith. 3 seconds left. He takes it up and lays it in. Portis has got 7 points for the quarter.
Great effort, terrific instinct. It's just solid all-around play, Kevin.
And the first half comes to a close.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken?
Ken, as we break down the action. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. They were unable to ever build a big lead in the first period, with 3 points being their largest cushion. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, they've been pounding it in the paint. Not just taking the first three-pointer when it came across. That keeps the defense on its toes.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Well, they shot under 40% in the half. That tells the story right there. The defense deserves some credit for disrupting them a little bit, but they need to counteract with more creativity on offense. Few isolations, more movement, better shot selection.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago. A time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. Well, both sides have assessed what they... Here's Dinwiddie. Omer Ashik is out there with Portis. Then there's Dunn. Then there's Larry Nance. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard position. And that's the group for Fred Hoiberg as we begin the second half. And here is Dunn. He dishes it to Ashik. Down low. And the Nance slams it in.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime.
And why not? A little salt in the wound. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys reeling and on the ropes.
Here's Harris. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Harris has got 9. Chicago leading by 3. Holiday with it to the paint. And Asher throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
But they'll get another chance. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's AC. Good. And Harris gets the assist. AC's got his first points of the night. The Bulls shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. And Holiday kicks to Asher. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Bulls lead by 5.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
Now here is Harris. 9 points in the game so far. The tray. Dishes it to Dinwiddie. Feeds to AC. Puts up a 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Portis has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Now Nance. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it.
A jaw-dropper emoji is what I look like right now. Incredible.
So for the Bulls, Robin Lopez is checked in for Ush. Markkanen comes in for Portis. And it's Jaron Grant in for Chris Dunn. And then for Brooklyn, Alan Crabb. He's checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's LeVert in for Harris. Olynyk has the open look. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Bulls leading by 7. Kicks to Grant. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. 6 to shoot. Lopez a screen. Nance dishes to Lopez. A putback. Nets trail by 7. Here's LeVert. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Crabb, that's for 2. No good off the back of the rim. For Chicago, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. They set the screen to the left side wing. Holiday, left side. Over to the left wing. Markkanen. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 3 assists tonight. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Dinwiddie, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Nailed from three-point land. Dinwiddie's got his second bucket of the night.
Tell you what, it does not matter who's shooting. The defense has got to be better at getting a hand up on long-range shooting. You've got to challenge the shot.
And the dunk by Lopez.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
Chicago making a switch here. Smith is checked in. Allen's checked in for the Nets. Russell comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. .144 left to play in the third. Pass to Russell. Here's the screen. Now the feed to Olynyk. Here's LeVert. Hits the three-point bomb. LeVert's got 5.
LeVert showing you can rise up from deep. A quality shooter when given room to fire. And, you know, the Nets traded away their starting power forward, Thaddeus Young, in exchange for 2 draft picks. The big prize, Michigan combo guard and Ohio native Karis LeVert. He showed potential in his rookie season. I think he's got a bright future.
Just free to shoot. It's stolen by Allen. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Outside, Russell for the lead. Nance with some nice D. And LeVert taken with the 20th pick in the 2016 draft. Great versatility offensively.
Yeah, and he comes from good stock. You know, he's a Central Ohio native, so I've got to get that plug in for Mr. LeVert. He shows good decision-making skills and can play off the ball well, too. So this guy's got a lot going for him.
Here's Nance. And again, Chicago. No good. 3-on-3. The shot and game clock separated by 4. A drive by Russell. And they double up Russell. Passes it to LeVert. Screen by Olynyk. And again, it's the Nets missing. Smith outside. And he feeds it to Markkanen. And stolen by Russell. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Bulls lead by 2. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on head coach Fred Hoiberg.
All right, we got to be strong with the ball now, okay? They're in there slapping, digging anytime we get that thing in the paint.
Now Fred Hoiberg looking to fight fire with fire, I guess, cautioning his guys about being tougher and together on defense and offense.
Yeah, I mean, when the other team is scratching and clawing, doing what it can to disrupt your rhythm, you need to try to match that energy on the other side.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Jamari Carroll is out there with Allen. And it's Harris in at the 3 spot. Portis kicks to Ashit. And then Ashit with the dunk.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Boy, nice way to punctuate that possession.
Pass to LeVert. The dish to Carroll. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. Chicago leading. Smith the pass to Portis. He kicks to Dunn. Here's Ashit. Carroll with the rebound. And the Nets shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Dunn. Sheik. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 4 rebounds in this game. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Yep, that one goes in there.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Smith kicks to Portis. It's stolen by Carroll. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. From deep, a nice shot by LeVert. Now it's a 5-point Nets lead. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Nets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've got down in transition.
Chicago making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. Quincy Azy's checked in for Brooklyn. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Russell. Here's Dinwiddie. Harris kicks to Dinwiddie. Here's Acy. Drills the three-pointer. And the Nets lead by 8.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
Here's Dunn. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Boy, you got to love it whenever you see Dunn working the screen roll. Crafty, creative, and confident is Chris Dunn.
Allen kicks to Dinwiddie. There's the three. It's all in by the Bulls. Smith outside from 13. It's hauled in by Harris.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul. Larry Nance is checked in for Chicago. Olenek is checked in for Brooklyn. Here's Dinwiddie. The pass to Harris for the three. Chicago grabs the miss. Nance has got his 6th rebound on the night.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
Screen by Onashik. Holiday, the pass to Portis. And a miss there on the triple.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. They've got to have better shots.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Nets leading by 4. There's Dinwiddie. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Dunn. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, I like this move for Dunn, Kevin. Racing and playing downhill, using the athleticism and strength.
He's perfect from the line this time.
He's really the guy you want on the stripe in that situation. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's clutch.
Here's Dinwiddie. Here's the screen. Harris outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got 5 rebounds tonight. It's stolen by Carroll. He dishes it to Harris. And Acey kicks to Dinwiddie. Acey the pass to Harris. And the 3-ball is good. Harris has got 9 points now in just the second half.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
And, you know, this is the time to do it. Sinking triple after triple. And it ends up becoming contagious.
And with this game closing in on the final buzzer, let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game.
Well, he's got his field goal percentage in the high 50s, and that says a lot about how well he's been able to kind of exploit the gaps in the defense. His motion, his ability to find open spots on the floor, you can definitely see the difference.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Fred Hoiberg was talking with his team during the break. He told them we've got to make the most of every chance right now. This is a winnable game, but we've got to make plays. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
Not completely over, but it's getting close.
Yeah, this one is ready to be put on ice. Not a whole lot they can do from here.
And again, no good by Chicago. So it's Brooklyn now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. They set the pick. Can't capitalize on the good screen.
And with the time remaining, I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, it would take a miracle for them to come back, in my mind. Like Tracy McGrady against the Spurs type of heroics. A lot of points in a little bit of time.
Picked away. Here's Dinwiddie. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was